Hey, how's it going guys? Welcome back to the channel. Crimsonpanda here with another Mercenaries video. In today's video it's going to be a little bit different because we're going to be trying to reach out to Blizzard to try and share with them an idea that I've been having quite recently, which I think can almost save Mercenaries as a game mode almost overnight and even rival Standard and maybe even Battlegrounds when it comes to player-based popularity. But before we get into that, if you guys wouldn't mind giving this video a thumbs up and also share this video in all of the social medias as and when you see it, that will give us the best possible chance that Blizzard would actually see this video and consider my idea that I have for the mode. So how many of you recently, since patch 24.6 has come out, have had logging issues? A lot, right? So basically that is how Mercenary feels all of the time. People are logging into the game but not actually clicking on the mercenary mode. Now what Blizzard did when this issue with logging in happened is they managed to get out a really fast hotfix, which is brilliant, because having that enabled people to come back into the game and actually play the game. So what Blizzard really do need to focus on, I feel, is the player-based popularity, trying to get people into Mercenaries. Now what we found with other card games and even Hearthstone itself is people love the PvP element of card games. They love showing off their creativity when building decks. They love being able to use those decks that they've built themselves in order to beat other players and also the meta, and then they jump onto social media and they share that deck with the community, which is kind of what Blizzard is all about, bringing communities, families together when playing their games. So the reason people aren't coming to Mercenaries, I feel the reasons are because it is still, even though the new task rework has just been done, which is awesome, it is still too grindy. You can't obtain a card and go straight into where people want to go, and that is the fighting pit. You have to obviously level up your card and also grind out those coins for the upgrading of the abilities and the equipment. Now what Blizzard need to do, and what I feel will increase the popularity of the game, is to make a mercenary once obtained PvP ready. So that means boosting it to level 30 straight away and having all its abilities and equipments at level 5 and level 4, so that people can jump straight into the fighting pit with that mercenary. Now I'm not saying to upgrade it for free. When you go to your collection it will still be level 1. You still have the ability to traditionally level up your mercenary and upgrade via the coins, but it also gives people the ability to jump into the game straight away and play mercenaries in PvP, where I know majority of the community want to play. The incentive for people to continue playing PvE is the max stat boost. So if you upgrade your mercenary and max it out within your collection, it will then be given the max stats, which will then carry over to PvP. So that will give people an incentive in PvE to still grind out that mercenary, but it'll also give those players that don't want to do that the ability to just obtain a card and go straight into the fighting pit. And having more players in the fighting pit will automatically fix our botting issue we have in PvP at the moment. So we're facing a lot of bots because there isn't enough players in PvP. So Blizzard have put the bots in order to reduce the queue times, which is a good idea, but unfortunately not a solid one. So the more people that come to Mercenaries with hopefully this new system will then obviously filter out all of those bots that we've been seeing. And not only that, this is a win-win for both parties. So not only for the player, because the player base will grow, people will be able to go into Mercenaries fighting pit straight away as soon as they've obtained a mercenary, but this is also going to boost Blizzard sales as well. So let's say for example you have one mercenary you need that you want to go into the fighting pit with to build, let's say, a full nature comp. Go to the shop. That mercenary might be in the shop and it might encourage people to purchase that mercenary because they know they're actually going to get something for their money, and they're going to be able to jump straight into the fighting pit, which is where they want to go with that mercenary straight away. There will be no grinding, there will be no farming, so it's a win-win really for both parties. You can also, for the free-to-play player, you can also grind up your coins in the old traditional way, but actually spend your coins on unlocking a mercenary instead of having to save it to upgrade it, especially if you're going to be one of the players that just wants to focus on PvP and then in your spare time can still grind up your mercenaries but don't feel obliged to do it at the start just to get into the fighting pit. So I think if Blizzard adopt this idea and they manage to make every mercenary that is obtained fighting pit ready, PvP ready, then I reckon this game will thrive, and like I said at the beginning of the video, even rival standard and maybe even battlegrounds with popularity. I need to hear from you guys in the comments what you think of this idea. I think this is probably what should have been happening at the start. But I could see where Blizzard were trying to go with the mode, but with it struggling so much with popularity, I feel it's time to bring this system into play so that we can see a lot more players joining the game and hopefully making mercenaries succeed for the future. Blizzard, if you're watching this, please consider this system. I really do think this is going to help the mode. Thank you for everybody watching. Subscribe to the channel, especially if you like this type of content, discussions about how to improve some of the game modes, maybe ideas from the community. Please make sure you leave a comment down below what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.